and I'd like to welcome you all to our Thursday 1:30 p.m. session with Cyber Seniors once again, where Annie will be talking about authentication once again, since it's so highly requested, and that way you all can finish that session we had last month. So make sure you check out this, our last video, if you're watching this video today here on YouTube, so that way you can see both parts. Annie, if you could introduce yourself and your topic for today. Thank you so much for hosting. Knock out on the end. I'll be here as
Yep.
much as I can.
Thank you, Alex, and thank you everybody for being here today. So we are going to have a authentication game today, and this is part two of the session we did last month. We are doing part two because we have a couple of things that weren't said last time, and that is why we are doing this one. So I'm going to share my screen. But before I do that, just for those of you who don't know who am I, my name is Annie. I work for Cyber Seniors. So the name is right here at the very top. And Cyber Seniors helps older adults or seniors with technology and the use of electronic devices. And without further ado, let me share my screen with you so I can show you the presentation. And let me know when you guys can see this. Since it's gonna be just you and I. So, and Alex is not gonna be here, so you can use your thumbs up to let me know that you can see the screen. And let me know if you can see this. So, is that
See it.
visible for everybody?
We see
Perfect.
it.
Absolutely amazing. Okay. So we are going to start with the disclaimer, right? And just keep in mind that our presentations are for educational purposes only and are not a substitute for professional advice. The views expressed are those of individual participants and do not reflect the position of cyber seniors, which does not guarantee the accuracy of the information. Please note that sessions may be recorded and published in audio or video formats without prior notice. All right, with the disclaimer out of our way, let's go to the first, the title. So this is essentially an authentication game. We have been seeing different means of authentication. When I say authentication is how we log or sign in our accounts online, whether that is email or we have an account for our health system, things of that nature. So we are going to take a look at some of those things that we use to authenticate ourselves. So the way we will play this game today is that I will present this question for you guys, and then you can type in the chat the answer. So the first question that I have here is, have you ever unlocked your electronic device without typing anything, just with your face or by using your fingerprint? Has any of you used that before?
Yes. Oh,
Okay, Miss
yes.
Wilda, yes. You can also type it in the chat, but yeah, okay, Miss Wilda. So that is known as passwordless login or password-free login. And essentially what it means is that you can enter your account without typing a password. Instead, you either use something that's called a passkey that your browser, and when I say browser, that can be Google Chrome, or if you use Microsoft Edge, or if you use Firefox. So your browser will store that password, and then you just click there, write a couple letters in, and the rest is taken care by the browser or the password manager that handles that password. Usually when you click on login with passkey, the browser, what it does is that it verifies you with either a fingerprint, face scan, or something is called a device pin, usually 4 numbers or 6 numbers. And then sometimes you can also receive a link to open your email or the account without having to input a password. So a that is what a passwordless login means. And let me see some of the things in the chat. Yes, yes. I do it all the time. Some of you haven't done it before. I can imagine some of you might be a little bit afraid of that. And let me move to the next slide. And here we have this image. So this is how you can start setting up a passkey on a computer so you don't have to input your password every single time, right? In this case, for example, the person, if you pay attention to the screen right now, so the person is trying to access an account, and then that account is associated with their Amazon account, like with their Amazon profile. And when you use a passkey or passwordless login, it will select the option that you can use to get into that account. So instead of typing your password, then you will have to use a passkey. Sometimes it will be a confirmation on a phone number, like a cell phone or a tablet, say that you have the computer and you also have a smartphone. So then if you are trying to log in your computer, it will send you something in your phone. And sometimes it will say something like, are you trying to log in into this account? And you just say yes, and there is no need for a password. That is why it's called passkey or passwordless login. And let me see if we have any questions in the chat. Okay, no questions. Still, some of you keep telling me that you have seen that before. All right. So now that we have seen that portion of what a passwordless login means, which feels more secure? You can type your answer in the chat or you can let me know. A long password, a code texted to you, or a device that logs you in automatically? What do you think is more secure?
A code text to you.
Yes, I agree.
Well, okay, everybody agrees with that. A code texted to you.
Yes, I agree with that.
Yeah. Okay. Let me see if in the chat we have some answers.
A long
Code.
password.
Yeah. Say that again. Was that you, Miss Brenda?
I said I think a long password is good
A
too.
long password. Right. That was Miss Gracie. Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right.
You know our voices,
Okay.
don't you?
Okay. And that was Miss Wilda. Okay. Let's go over these ones. Okay. So in terms of what is more secure, I'm going to read what is and what isn't, and what is the level of security for each of the things you have here. When we talk about a long password, usually it's a solid and it's strong because if it has 8 characters, 12 characters, it means it takes longer for a person or a hacker to crack.
Mhm.
And as long as it's long and unique, it's good. That being said, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's the safest thing, but it's considered one of the safest things. The second thing that we have here is the code texted to you. It feels very secure because it's a second step on top of a password. So, for example, say that a hacker is trying to hack into your account and they already figure out the password. So, unless they have your cell phone or they have or found a way to send messages to their device, they have no way of knowing the code. So usually this is an extra step that you take for security. It's what we call second step verification. So on top of your password, you have another mean of verification, just in case somebody has the security of your password. That being said, you can imagine that the last option here, right? Is everybody agree with this? The device that locks you automatically is not the safest thing, right?
No, no, it's not.
No. It's
And
not.
it's not the safest thing because say that somebody accesses your computer and it start just typing a couple letters and the device automatically logs them in. They are accessing everything that you have in there.
Right.
So from that order, the long password is secure. The code is also secure, and the least secure is obviously the last option here. Between the two that we have mentioned, the long password and the code, I will have into consideration that the long password is usually the first line of defense, right? And the code is the second line of accessing an account. So it's not so much excluded one from the other. It's just a complement of each other. I hope that makes sense.
Yes, it does.
Okay, perfect. All right. Let's go to the next. Okay. So we have something called passkeys, strength, and limitations. So when we are setting these passkeys that I mentioned, which are the means of accessing an account without having to input a password, there is something called device dependence. What do you think that is? If you hear that, device dependence.
You can't use it without it. It's dependent on it.
It depends. It depends on the device that you use. So if you're using that passkey in a computer, do you think it will work on a cell phone?
No, unless you set that up like that in the beginning.
Okay. Is everybody agreeing with this? Or what do you guys think? So when I say device dependence, do you think that if I set up a passkey on a computer, it will apply for all the other devices that I have?
No.
No.
Okay. No, that is why we call device dependency, right? Because
Right.
when you are setting these kind of things, it's taking that setup for the device you are setting that on, right?
Right.
There is something called passkey sync, which is the ability for you to be able to kind of transfer one account from one device to another. This is something that you can see with um, systems like iCloud. For example, if you use iCloud on an iPhone, you can also use the same iCloud account on a iPad. And essentially, you are going to see similar ways, except for the variations of the tablet and the smartphone. And it goes the same with a Google account. But you can see that it's not dependable of the device, but the account that you are using. Is that making sense for you guys?
Mm.
Kind of, right? It's a little bit complex.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Sort of.
But let's leave it at the fact that
Mhm.
when you are setting a passkey, it is not transferring to all devices
Right.
unless you go to that extra step to sync all devices via
Right.
a account like iCloud or Google.
Okay.
Okay. So when we are talking about unlocked device, you can imagine that anything that doesn't have a passcode or any form of lock after you don't use it is what we call an open door. Why? What do you think that is?
What was that?
Yeah, so unlocked device. If you hear the word unlocked, what do you
Yes.
think that is?
Anybody can just go in and
Yeah.
touch and open your device and play your games and all that.
Yeah.
Oh.
So with that in mind, do you think that do you need a passcode
Yes.
or
Yeah.
protect? Okay, you do. And again, that protection can be if you are not somebody who is good remembering numbers, you can use a pattern, you can use your face scan, you can use your fingerprint. But the idea when we say unlock device is that if you don't have any of those means of protection, anybody can enter your device without no problem, which will give them access to some of the other things that you do, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
And there is something called period of inactivity. What it means is that say that you are not actively using your tablet or your computer or your smartphone, the
Mhm.
device will lock itself as opposed to you having to place the device into that.
Mhm.
Does it make sense? So you don't
Mhm.
have to lock it, the device lock itself for security reasons.
Mhm.
And then it will ask you to put the means of unlocking the device after. All right. So any questions so far?
So you're
Are
saying that if you sync the iPad with your iPhone, then the passkey can go both ways.
Yeah.
exactly. Yes, that's correct. No, that's correct.
Oh. Oh
Yeah.
wow.
But remember, also it's a matter of compatibility. So iPhone and iPad are from what same system?
Yeah.
Apple, right? So
Mm.
Yes.
usually with Apple system, like devices that are similar, you have to find a common ground with the account that you can use in both to
Mhm.
be able to
Right.
do the syncing. But
Uh,
what she's
Well,
saying is true. Yeah.
well, my question is, I got
Mm-hmm.
my iPad before I got my iPhone.
Right.
So in the very beginning of my iPad, there I have to enter a passkey for
Okay.
my iPad. Then I purchased a iPhone,
Mm-hmm.
and I created a
Another one.
yes. So and
Okay.
now but yet my phone and pad are linked together on the account, but I still have to use separate different passkeys.
Oh,
Yeah. It could be because you have two different accounts. You know iCloud, right? When you are setting up a Apple device,
Uh
do you guys
huh.
know what iCloud is?
Yes,
All right. The iCloud is the email that you use when you are setting up an
certainly.
iPhone or a tablet. And if
Yes.
it, and you can use different iClouds accounts, or you can use the same in both the iPhone
Yeah, I can use
or
the same account,
iPad.
iCloud account.
But if
Yes.
you choose not to, you essentially are doing two different setups.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So here's the next question, and I hope that you guys are having a good time with this. Which biometric method do you trust most? Fingerprint, face scan, or voice? You can type your answer in the chat. Yeah. Which one do you trust? Oh, Yvonne says she trusts all of them.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Think about all the things that are happening right now with AI, and I answer that question based on that. So all the things that are happening with AI, do you trust all of them?
No.
no.
Okay. All right. So before I go into this, think about biometrics as the unique parts of you, right? And your fingerprint, face, or voice are very unique to you. And essentially, now, these days, they are used to prove that you are who you say you are in
Mm-hmm.
the different accounts that you use. So it goes back to instead of remembering a password, you essentially will touch a sensor, look a camera, speak, and the device will let you in. I will say that the one I trust the least here is the voice one
Yes.
because right now there is a lot of voice
Right.
cloning,
Yes,
right?
indeed.
Right.
Yeah.
And although the nuances of our voices are very unique to us, there are systems who are actually very good at
Yeah.
replicating the voice of people. So out of the three, I won't trust the three per se, um, fully. I mean, because that is not none of these are 100% secure, but the least I trust is voice because the voice cloning um, things that are happening right now with AI. I will say that face scan is still being very secure because there are much more parameters that go into reading your face than actually replicating your voice. Because the system to replicate your voice, I will say, is getting more and more advanced. At the moment, I would say the technology for face scan is not, it will maybe one day will get there, but not as of now. All right, let's go to the next one. Can you guys see this? Okay, so
So I'm
here is two
sorry,
ex, yeah,
Annie, you said the answer was which one is most secure, the voice?
the most secure I will say for me, I will say the face scan. And in that order, if we are putting them in order, I will go from face scan is first for me. After I will go fingerprint, and lastly will be voice. Because fingerprint, yeah, you can. I mean, that is. If you guys have you ever seen forensics? For the shows, so I don't know if any of you have seen forensics for some of the shows, but it's very easy. I mean, if a person is actually very malicious and there is a very bad intent and they go through all these things, the fingerprint, I would say, is easier to gather. There is much more complexity in a system reading a face and replicating that face. Um, but yeah, so that is the order I personally will categorize them. Face scan, fingerprint, and the least secure, I would say, is voice. Just to keep it simple.
Okay, thank
Do
you.
do any of you agree with that, or what do you think?
I use the face sometimes, but sometimes the face don't recognize me because I might have my glasses on or off,
Mm-hmm.
and it
You
says
see,
do not recognize, try again. So I
right.
take my glasses off, then I do it, then it accepts it.
Yeah, and that's what I say the face scan is a kind of my first because it has much more complexity, much more depth in terms of recognition, right? But yeah, other people will say otherwise, but yeah, I have heard people saying that before. So these two are just the view of how it looks like when you are setting up either the fingerprint. So you can see on the left, have you seen this kind of thing before? This one right here?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. And have you ever noticed that when you are trying to get this set up, you have to lift your finger, touch it again, lift your finger, touch it again?
Yeah.
Because the system goes about recognizing every single unique part of your fingerprint, right? And if you touch it, some people would just leave the finger right there and nothing would change. And sometimes, if you are trying to set this up, just pay attention how things start appearing as you touch and lift until there is a full um, recognition of the fingerprint. So this is how it works. Also, every once in a while, apart from the biometric setting, you will see like the option use a screen lock, which is that thing that I was mentioning before. It's important to have the device locked when you have important things going on it. And you have the options here to set up the fingerprint biometric and also use the option screen um, lock, which essentially let you, as the user, set up a PIN or password if the fingerprint recognitions fail, right? That is kind of the backup because those things, as I said before, they are not 100% accurate. Everything has a level of not working fine, right? The right image, you will notice that the Face ID setup has a warning. You see that? It says, don't enable Face ID if anyone else face is already registered on the device. What this means is that in one device, you can have more than one Face ID setup. Do you guys knew that?
I didn't know that.
No,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
did
So
not.
this is something that devices have. You know, when you have, well, I don't know who is in a relationship like with a couple here who is not, but this is set up so somebody, in case something happens to you, say that you go to the doctor and they go and manage the device for you because, as somebody mentioned, if the device has already a face set up and the other person who is not set up in the device try to unlock it, well, they cannot. And some people will go about setting up more than one Face ID. So anyone who is set up in the system will be able to unlock the device, whether that is a family member, you know, companionship, somebody who is responsible for you at first in case something happened. But it seems like you guys did not think about this before, but now you know. Um, this goes without saying that Face ID feeds every store face has an authorized user. So even if it's somebody else as opposed to you using the device and the face is set up on the device, the person can still unlock the device, approve logins, and even authorize payments if you have banking set up on that. So you have to be careful if you ever share this with anybody, right? Any questions about this? Or we are just processing? All right. As I mentioned, do not rely only on fingerprints, face scans, or voice recognition to protect high risk accounts. So don't use them only. And when I say high sensible account or high risk accounts, that can be your online banking, payment services. For instance, if any of you use PayPal, anything related with your health records, that should not be only something you have with a fingerprint face scan. Try to have a second mean of verification, whether that is a PIN or a passkey, right? Just in case the sensor doesn't read you well, and just in case you lock yourself out, you have another way to get back in. All right. Let's see this question. Have you ever been asked for a code or another form of verification after entering your password? So say that you type your password and without no explanation, out of the blue, you are asked to verify your information in a different or in another way.
Yes.
Have that happened to you before? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. So
Mhm.
authentication, and just going back to what is and why it asks for another method of verification. Authentication is the process websites and application use to verify that is you trying to log in into the services. A factor is just a type or of proof of your identity. And there is something called adaptive authentication, which is tailored to the process and determine if it's something is risky. So for example, you guys are based in Washington, right, in DC,
Mhm.
and the system recognizes that you log in from a different place. Say that you went to visit a family member or a friend in a different state, in a different city, and then the system notice that difference between how you normally log on the system and how you are logging on that particular time. So what do you think is going to happen, or what do you think the system is going to think if you are mostly logging from DC, but all of a sudden you start logging from Florida? What do you think is going to happen to the system?
I want to ask you for another type of identification
Because you notice what?
to
The
make sure.
risk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So here it comes this, right? Can you see this adapted authentication? So there is something called context. When you try to log in, the system gathers information such as your location or approximate location. It doesn't mean that it always has your location, but if you have all location services, it will allocate where you are or give an approximate. Likewise, what time it is, which device you are using, and the IP address you are connecting from. So the IP address is that ID that is generated by the internet service that you use. So this is the context that the system gathers from the device you use. I will repeat this. It gathers your location, likely what time it is, the device you are using, and the identification your internet provider gives to your device. Based on that, it will do something is called a calculated risk. And then this is how it will process the information. There is something called low score. So if the login appears something normal, like you always log in from the same place, nothing has changed, you are granted access with just your password. However, if something is different, random, the system will prompt you for an additional means of verification, one-time code, fingerprint, facial scan, because it's noticing that something is off. And this is a mean of protection for you. And then there is something called action. So based on the score, whether it's low score or high score, the system either allow a smooth login, meaning you type your password or whatever means to access your account you are in, or it would request additional verification, or sometimes if it is too random, when I say random, is hackers have certain things that tell the system something is off. The way they try to get access to accounts by asking passwords to be, by resetting passwords, by the time sometimes they will be working like very early in the morning, like 2 in the morning, 1 in the morning, and that is very different to the normal actions the user will take. So the system will block the attempt and will take the person out of that attempt. So that is a means of protection. Is this making sense to you guys, or do you want me to go
Yes.
over this once more?
Yes,
No, you're
Okay.
making plenty of sense. You're
it
making
makes
sense.
sense. And sometimes
Okay.
they don't accept it. They
Yeah.
decline. They
Yeah.
decline. And you have to use another card for the minute, then call us straight
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that is what that adapted authentication means. And this is how it looks like. So this one is
Yes.
from Google, right?
Yeah, I've
So
seen
this
that
is
one.
what, yeah, you have seen that one. If
Yeah.
is it you trying to sign in, then it will tell you the account you are trying to access. It will show you the device. And as I
Mm-hmm.
say, sometimes it's not exact location, but approximate
Mm-hmm.
location. And then it will tell you the time.
Mm-hmm.
Because right now, if it is not you, it's telling you sometime, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
somebody else is trying to access your account. What do
Yeah.
you want to do? Then you have the option, right, to confirm. No, it's not me. And if you click in there, so the person is boot out of whatever attempt they were doing. If you say yes, they will likely let the person in or you in, whoever is trying to access that account. Okay.
Annie, would you put that last screen up? I wanted to do
A screenshot? Yeah. This
screenshot
one?
of the last, yeah, that one. Yes, thank you.
Okay. So you have IP restriction, device-based restriction, location restriction, and time-based restriction.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. And you see how when I say location, I don't want you guys to be scared because the devices, unless you allow for exact location, will give you like a radius. And that's why I always mention like you have to be careful with that, a radius of where you are. And then based on when you use, what hours of the day you use your device as time-based restriction, and device-based is the device that you are likely to connect the most, right? Because sometimes people have like, for example, I have my iPad, my computer, and my cell phone, and there are different things that I do. And based on what I do, it will trigger the system to do something else to verify that it's me, not somebody else trying to access my account um, without permission. Okay, let's go to, oh, actually, I want to talk a little bit about this. So, um, as I mentioned, this is an image for Google. Essentially, Google is prompting the user after it evaluate the situation and it consider it's a risky situation, then it will indicate that a login attempt originated from a device. In this case, it's a Windows device. It will say it's in the US. And if there is a sense of urgency for you to solve it, you can, address it by pretty much using that. And you have to pay attention to the time because sometimes it will come back later, like it was yesterday, and because there will be delays in the system at times. And in other words, adaptive authentication uses something is called multi-factor authentication, has a tool to assess any risk based on the login attempt that you did. Does it make sense when I say this? So it uses a second mean of verification apart from a password to let you in. So if somebody tried to access your account without your permission, they can be prevented or they can be, stopped before they actually get into the account.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right. Let's go to this one. In which situations do you think the login systems will identify the most risk? Okay, this one is actually good. Login from your usual device at home. Login from a new device in another country. Login in from your usual device, but at a different time of the day. So, which of the following situation do you think the system, the adapted system, will identify as the most risky?
Number 2.
Number 2,
Number two.
logging in from another
Let's see the
country.
answers. Right. Another country. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I would say that one too. Yeah. So, and why? So if you log in from your usual device at home, likely you are not doing anything different
2
from
and
what you
3.
normally do. Yeah. Logging from a new device in another country, that's a big trigger because you
Yeah.
essentially
Yeah.
change locations, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And logging from your usual device, but at a new time of the day that you otherwise won't use the device, that's not as risky. After all, you are in the same device, just using it at a different time, right? So you are right. So the most risky is logging from a new device in another country. All right. Okay. So we have mentioned two-factor and multi-factor authentication. And essentially, there are three main types. What are those? Number one, something you know. Like this is something you do not carry with you, it's something you just remember. Think about something you know by memory. Tell me about something you know by memory.
Social security number.
Yeah, okay, social security number, that's something you know. Something you have is something you keep close and use to unlock or access things. What would that be?
Your address.
Yeah, your address, the key to your home. If you have one of those door locks, you have that. And something you are, we already went over something you are, something that is unique yours. What is uniquely yours?
Mm-hmm. Your
You,
fingerprint.
your fingerprint, your face scan, I mean your face, and also your voice. No, I keep saying no without voice cloning, right? Because I clone my voice and it looks very, very similar to my voice. Actually looks way better. But yeah. Yeah. No trust, I was so scared.
But Annie, do
Yeah.
you do with them being able to mimic you so much now? You think using the voice
Mhm.
is one of the first choices you would make? You know, if you had a choice between some things.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good point. I don't know what to say about that. Um,
It can
but
mimic you.
you know what is the problem with voice now?
Uh-huh.
How people put so much of their voice online in social media,
Yes. Uh-huh.
right? And because there is so much, so think about AI has something that gets much more intelligent
It's,
as it finds more and more information.
it's
So the
showing.
more information it has, the more likely it's going to replicate something better,
Yeah.
right? Because it fits on the information.
Mhm.
So for me, I don't worry too much about what I post online, but now this is what I have heard. I have not been able to validate that myself, but they say that even they take the people's voice from the voicemail. And you know how long the voicemail can be?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes a voicemail can be 1 minute. And I heard that they don't need 1 minute. They can literally have a voice cloning in 30 seconds. So
Yeah.
think about this. You have 30 seconds, the cloning is very good. But if you go to 1 minute, it's even better. But if they have 5 minutes, and it gets progressively more and more realistic. Do you understand what I'm saying? Or
Yeah.
does it make
Yes.
sense? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that is why I think, yeah, voice cloning is a complicated one for me though. I don't know if that answers or
Well,
addresses the
activate the thing.
Yeah, I have better understanding based on what you said. I get
yeah, okay.
Activate the voice thing.
Yeah. All right. So now that we have this, and if you want, you can take a photo of that because now we are going to play this part that is called odd one out.
And
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
do you activate the voice thing?
How do you what?
Activate the voice thing you talking about.
So it depends on the device because some devices allow you to activate voice. Much like when you use the assistant like Alexa or Google Assist. So essentially, you can give commands with your voice, right? And depending on the system, some devices already have it, and you just need to activate the microphone, and the microphone will read your voice. So, for example, the clearest thing I can think of when you are setting up Siri, it asks you to tell Siri to do a stuff, right? That is essentially setting up your voice because
Okay.
you are because now from that point forward, after you finish giving Siri the commands, soon as Siri hears your voice or hears your voice, it will act based on what you ask. That is how it works, right? That is the essence of it. Okay. So now we are gonna play this. Something only I know I believe is best to protect your information. Yes. The following activity presents three items, right? You have three items in the following slideshows. Two items belong to the same category and one does not. So your task is to identify which item does not belong. So I'm going to give you three items. Two are going to be in the same category and one is meant to be out. So you're going to tell me which one is. Okay? You ready?
Yes.
Okay, let's go. Okay, something you are. Your fingerprint, your face, your pin.
Your
Some of,
pen.
Your pen.
okay, why? Who wants to explain why? Good job, Mr. Thomas.
Pin
Your
is
pin.
always a number.
Yes, fingerprint
Exactly.
face are
Yeah,
means of identification.
exactly. So
Yeah.
something you are is your fingerprint and your face.
Yes.
Okay, you got it. Okay, and if you don't want to talk, you can also type in the chat. Let's go to the next one. Okay, something you know, something you have, something you are. So here, just to recap, the one out is the pin because that is something you know as opposed to something you are, right?
Yeah.
I'm just explaining just in case some of you didn't get it. Okay. Something you know, something you have, something you are. So which one does not belong
Debit
to,
card.
Debit card.
okay, is everybody agreeing with debit card?
Yeah.
Okay. See the,
Childhood.
let's see. Yeah. So essentially, the one debit card is out because it's something you have. The other thing
That
is
lady
essentially
full of
something
shit.
you know, right? Childhood nickname and your mother's maiden name is something you know. Debit card is actually something you have, is something physical. All right, here. So which one it doesn't belong?
Boys.
Boys? Okay,
Yes,
boys.
boy.
So driver's license and passport are part of the same category. Boys is not, right?
Yeah.
All right. So boys is something you are. So driver's license is what?
You have.
You have.
And passport is something what?
You have.
Have.
Yeah. Very good job. You guys got it very easy. I'm very proud of you.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So now that we have gone over, something you are, something you have, and something you know, I believe you have now a better understanding of what
Yeah.
each of those mean, right? Okay.
Yes.
Now that we know about that, just a reminder, think of two-factor authentication as a double lock on your front door. Essentially, that double lock can be tied to a security system. What this means is that you turn the key, this is the thing you have, and then you enter the code sent to your phone, that's the thing you know. And
Yeah.
this two-step process makes much harder for anyone to get in without both things. So one is already difficult, but having two is a little bit much more complex. Now, when we say multi-factor authentication, also
No.
known as MFA, this expands on the double lock idea by mixing things. Because now you have something you have and something you know, and sometimes something you are. So, yeah, the three things, right? You can use a fingerprint or facial, you can use also a like a question. You know how sometimes you are setting up an account and they ask you all these questions
Yeah.
about, yeah, okay, that is what it is. They ask you these questions just in case the first means of verification doesn't work, you can refer to the other. So there is more means of security. And this will apply also to high level security accounts like the bank or the government agencies or other sensitive accounts such as your taxes. They will use different means of verification or multi-factor authentication. Now, so here are example. Here is an example of the two-step verification. You guys can see this?
Yes.
Okay, so here I was using my computer, and then what it did is send a verification to what device?
My cell phone.
Yeah, the cell phone. So it's trying to access this account, right? It's a Gmail account. And then here I have another one, right? Give me 1 and 2. So it asked me to press, right, on my device, and it says, yes, it's me, do not allow. And the same things we already went over. Remember those? Adaptive
Yeah.
authentication. So that is two-step verification. And here is the multi-factor authentication. So when you try to log in into the bank, it will tell you for your regular credentials, right? And after it will send you like a request or login that you approve or deny. And lastly, you will use your fingerprint. So it asks you the 3 things as opposed to 2 things. Like here you have 2, here you have 3.
Okay.
And that is how the 2 things work. So a typical multi-factor flow may look like this. So a user accesses their bank online portal, and first it provides their username and password. The system then sends a push notification, such as the one you see in the middle, which is the registered smartphone they have with that account. Then the user taps approve to confirm the login attempt. The last step is a bank request for a biometric check. Some of the things we have mentioned. It can be a fingerprint scan to ensure the person approving the request is the account holder. And this sequence is essentially knowledge, the password, possession, the phone notification, and the uniqueness, which is the fingerprint. Okay. All right. And that brings us to the end. I hope that you guys enjoyed the presentation.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, now if you have any questions, we can go over those questions. Sorry for the late start today. I hope that you guys enjoy it.
We did.
Yes,
Yes, that was good.
It was good.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad that you did. You guys have any questions?
They will
Yes.
block your account too, Annie. The other day I was trying to do an online banking. I took too long to put in my information. And
Oh,
then,
you did?
yes, they blocked me completely. Right? They
Yeah.
said it's locked. So I had to
Mm.
wait for my son to come to help me.
Oh my God. But sometimes it's annoying, but they are trying to protect you. There is a lot of,
Yeah.
But it's
things
frustrating.
happening.
Yeah.
It is frustrating. It is frustrating. It is frustrating. Oh, you know what has happened to me, guys? You know when you receive those one-time verification, and before you even put it in, it expired, and
That's
you have to
I'm
request
going.
another and expire again, and you keep
Yes,
doing it.
yes.
I did it
That's what I'm
3
having
times.
a problem
Yeah.
with.
Yeah.
When they tell me to get it, I go and get it and come back, and then they've given me another. When I go and get, they've sent. I just said, you know what? I just won't bother.
Send another
Yeah.
code.
Yeah. Sometimes what I do is like, okay, maybe I should give this like a hot minute away, or I will try the day after, because the system kind of gets flustered as much as you do.
Uh-huh.
It keeps giving you these codes that you
It's a
cannot use because they expire. It's just ridiculous sometimes.
I say it
Yeah.
should be like you could stroke a key or something. It'll take
Mm-hmm.
you to the email where they sent the verification code. You can stroke it and go right back to the application. But it's not
Yes.
easy, and I'm too slow by the time it pays. They've sent me another one.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. All right, guys. Any questions, any comments, any concern
That
of
was
the things
good.
I mentioned?
That was very
Yeah.
good, Annie.
I
Yeah.
appreciated it because the security on these things, I do, wonder about that a lot. So that helps me to feel a little better. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Let me go over some things and see how much you learned today. So, what is something you know?
Your PIN.
You pin. What is something you have?
Yeah,
Your password.
yeah, your password. You have your password.
Driver's license. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, your driver's license.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is something you are?
Your face.
Face.
Your
Face.
Face, your
thumbprint.
Fingerprint.
voice,
My
or your
finger.
fingerprint.
Yeah.
Okay. What is the difference between two-factor authentication and three-factor authentication or multi-factor authentication?
So,
Two-factor and multi-factor. What is the
something you
difference?
have and something you are. Two.
Right. Two, just
Yeah, that's
two,
two.
and the
Yeah.
other can be more than two,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Okay.
X.
And it can be a combination of multiple ones.
Yes.
What is passwordless login?
Anyone can just go in.
Passwordless.
Yeah, anyone can just go and use your device anytime. Now
Is that
that's my
secure?
grandchildren would love that if I had that. Say when they
Yeah.
come in the house, first thing they do is go run to my iPad and my cell phone. So yeah, I wouldn't like that at all.
Yeah. All right. Any final thoughts? I'm gonna wait for Alex.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No
Yeah,
problem.
thank you, Annie.
Thank you so
Absolutely.
much.
Absolutely.
Darling.
Okay, let's give yourself a big
Yeah.
applause because
Woo!
everybody
Yeah.
participated.
Good program, Annie.
Thank you,
Hey,
Mr.
Tom.
Thomas. Thank you. Mr. Thomas was very active in the odd ad.
I'm
Yes.
still here.
Yeah. I saw that.
Yeah, I know. Yvonne, how do you feel?
I feel great, and you answered a lot of my questions. I appreciate it because
I'm
my
glad to hear
email
that.
was hacked recently.
Yeah, I
And
remember
Yeah,
you mentioned
mine do
that.
too. Mine did too.
yes,
Yeah,
I'm very
Yeah.
skeptical, about
yeah,
doing things.
Yeah, especially banking. I'm really,
Oh
I don't
Lord,
know.
And,
that's a
I know
pain.
we have to
Annie,
do it, but
I do have a concern. When I play
yeah,
bridge with some friends
mhm.
online, I've
yeah,
a couple of times I've gotten a pop-up that
Uh-oh.
says
yeah,
my computer is locked and I have a virus and all.
Oh
Oh
my,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So what I do, Annie, and tell me if this is correct, I
yeah.
just shut down and get off. But it's usually when I'm online with this lady who sends me the email.
Hmm.
So do you think I should have any particular concern about playing with her
Yeah,
online
I
and
would.
playing
Yeah,
bridge?
I wouldn't play with her anymore.
Uh-uh.
Yeah,
Yes, well,
yeah.
I've been, tempted to do that.
Mhm.
So is it something having to do with her email or something?
I mean, she could be hacked on her end. I don't know if you guys know this, but and this happened to my mother-in-law. Sometimes people will hack the person and they will copy the applications the person do and try to reach people through those applications and send
Mhm.
links and send viruses.
Okay.
And
Oh,
the person will think they are actually not doing anything wrong and can be somebody just, hacking to their account and just clone some of the things they do.
wow.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So my mother-in-law, and this is funny, and I'm gonna tell you this so you have an idea how they operate. So my mother-in-law, WhatsApp. Do you guys know WhatsApp?
Yes. What's
Okay.
that?
My
Yes.
mother-in-law normally texts us in WhatsApp, and she sent us a message, and she said something completely different after. And
Hmm.
we asked her, like, what are you talking about? And she just started asking for, or saying that she was like sick and there was a lot of things going on. And after she would say, like, that wasn't me.
Uh-oh.
And it was like
Oh
having
wow.
it having a conversation with two people in the same chat, but it's
Mm.
because the scammer cloned their WhatsApp. And she was messaging me, but only seeing the things that she was messaging.
Mhm.
And obviously, the scammer was seeing the things that only they were messaging.
Oh
Doesn't make sense
Wow.
when I say that?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 Wow.
Well, she said that she went online and she clicked on a link to fix something about, oh my God, what was it? Well, to
Sometimes
fix something, and essentially what it happens is that a virus was installed, and the virus becomes something is called scareware. which is essentially it spies the device, and after it can replicate the stuff.
I
You
need,
said I should not play
my food.
play with her.
No,
online?
if she keeps sending you things, I will uninstall. Try to uninstall the game too. That can be also a solution. But I wouldn't play
I
anymore
don't
with
know
that
why.
person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, well, I'm going to have to tell her that she's going to be very
Aw.
disappointed.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
that's sad. I'm sorry.
I ain't got no food
only
up in there.
happens when I'm playing with her on my iPad. When I'm playing with her on my
What?
iPad, these
Yeah.
Yeah.
pictures pop up.
So it's not
Yeah.
safe to put too much on the WhatsApp.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sister
What's up?
tell us
Yeah.
everything. I'm going to the doctor. I have a scan done on my head. I say, who cares? Don't put it there.
Mhm.
Yeah. No. WhatsApp. I like WhatsApp, but at the same time, now they have something to clear the chat, and everything that is photos, documents, and links I clear. You can keep the other texting things
Mhm.
in the conversation, but anything like files, like photos stuff, I try to clear it from my device. You
Uh-huh.
can. Yeah.
I
So there
didn't
is
know.
something called clear chat. And when you
Uh-huh.
clear chat, it keeps the texting and the media files. And if they
Uh-huh.
send you media files, you can delete the media files.
Oh, okay. I have to do that.
Oh,
Yeah, I have to do that.
Yeah. But I would recommend Yvonne for you. I would just get out of that game. Some of those games, they build viruses into the game.
I
And
see.
and sometimes you will go about clicking one thing, but you are really releasing another thing. So you never know at times.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
You have
Yeah,
to be careful.
thank you. I
Yeah.
think that's good advice because it only happens when I'm playing bridge online with the email that she sends me.
Oh my gosh, no.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. I will just try to steer away from that, to be honest with you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. I'm gonna have to tell her that.
Yeah. You should.
Yeah. Yeah. Any other comments or questions, guys? Okay. All right. Let me text Alex again. Can you guys believe it's already, oh my God, June? We are in the,
Telling you.
Soon already.
I'm
already.
telling you. I'm telling
my
you.
goodness.
It's like I missed some weeks. I don't know.
I think I closed my eyes. I remember being in December 31st. I closed my eyes and I woke up in June. That's how I
I
feel.
know it. I know.
Not even funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, time keeps rolling along.
The time is
Yeah.
flying. It really has wings.
Yeah, it has. It really has.
Mhm.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys remember this. My daughter is in soccer, and sometimes in a week we will have like 6 different things happening for soccer. And I think that because there is so much happening, I essentially will go about go and not even thinking what I'm doing. Just okay. Not even have a moment. Okay, this is what is happening. Say, what am I? What am I doing? Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So many things going on.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah.
Got you to spread yourself around. You really have to spread yourself around, don't you?
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. How is the weather for you guys there?
It's
It's kind of
good.
warm
It's
for
real
us.
good. It's
It's
real
hot
good.
Is it?
outside.
It's hot. It's
90.
90 something degrees
Yeah,
out.
it's
Oh,
hot.
that's nice. That's very nice. I like when all the trees are, green and it's
Yeah.
just sunny and blue skies. Yeah.
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's pretty
Yeah.
out there. It's real pretty.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
been beautiful this week.
Yeah. What have you guys been doing? Like gardening, walking, I hope. Yeah.
I didn't start my garden this year
I
because
started
it
planting.
plays so cold, and
It was.
and I
Yeah.
can't bring them in because they're in those beds, trough beds. So I said, well,
Yeah.
keep waiting, And I said, well, maybe I just won't do it this year. I'll do the potatoes only.
Oh, you normally have like different veggies,
Oh
Miss
yeah,
Grace?
I did
Oh, that's
sweet what potatoes last year. I did white potatoes, and I did tomatoes and a couple of little things. I didn't do a lot though.
Very nice. Yeah, I normally I have a lot of plants at home. I mean we don't have a yard to actually put anything in, but I try to keep my plants all in normally over winter because everything is so cold in Canada. And
Mhm.
over the summer they just become so beautiful. Like
Oh,
you
yes.
the plants have so many baby I call them babies, my little babies, and they have so many new babies and it's so beautiful.
Yeah. You have
Oh,
to show us the
Yeah.
picture, Annie, at some
Yeah.
point. Will you, can you show
I
us?
don't have plants with flowers. I like plants that are just green. I mean that's kind of my thing. I like
Yes,
flowers, but I don't have flowers at home. It's just
got
green
it.
plants. I
Yeah,
will take a picture
that's what
next
I
time I can show you.
green
Yeah.
plants too.
It's
Like when they
easier to
bloom, I
make.
can't hardly do much with them.
That
Yeah. Yeah.
that
Yeah.
frost that we had in April killed
Yeah.
all my peonies.
Oh
Uh,
oh,
Right.
really?
no.
Or every
Oh,
bud
that's
that
so
was getting
sad.
ready to open died.
Oh,
Mm.
So,
Oh
oh,
wow.
Oh,
Look, my sister
I'm
gave me
so
this
sorry.
cucumber. My sister, can y'all see it? My sister gave me this cucumber out
uh,
of her neighbor's yard. Look how
wow.
big this thing is. Can y'all see it?
Wow.
Oh
Wow.
Yeah.
wow, that's big.
Quite
So
From
that's why I
yeah,
said
the garden?
it's a good
my,
one.
my sister gave it to me out of her neighbor's garden where she lived at. So that's why
Uh,
I've been drinking cucumber water. This is a big, huge one. I'm
That
surprised
They
she
is.
yeah,
gave me
That
they
this.
call
is.
those in Italian. They call those cacus.
Kahoot.
Yeah,
It's something. It's huge,
That's a
it
big one.
is
and
big.
That's a
Yeah.
big one.
it tastes good too. It tastes different from the one that I buy from the store for some reason or another.
Oh, I bet
Yeah.
they
Or it's
try
different.
different. I
You
mean,
grow them and then store stuff to me too, Dolores. I can tell the difference.
they are
It
not
tastes
the same.
different.
Yeah, yeah. They are
Time
very
I
different.
had a 5 pound butternut squash in my front yard. And the man came with the thing doing the lawn and run over the
Oh
little.
no.
Oh
oh,
no!
Oh,
But I did
yeah.
save the 5 pound one. I gave everybody a piece.
Okay.
Yeah, that's nice. I remember one summer we had carrots and we have a lot of how you say spices
Yeah.
in the garden because we
Okay.
have yeah like coriander and
Basil and
Basil.
basil. Yeah, oh, there is
Rosemary.
nothing like when you cook with fresh
Right.
spices
Mm.
from the garden, and especially if you are yeah when like stews or grilling something, I
Ooh-wee.
feel like tasty.
yeah. Yeah.
Ah, nah.
Yeah,
Oh, you ever slamming that door? Gee.
yeah. I'm just waiting for Alex, so I'm just chatting with you guys.
Well,
Oh
I hope you
yeah.
Oh,
guys
bless your
Annie,
heart.
Annie, I have another question.
yeah go ahead.
When I
Shoot.
get that pop up,
Mm-hmm.
some of the other people, there are three other people playing, and they don't get that same pop up saying that there's a. So why am I getting that?
Somebody triggers that to send it to you, and that's what I said. Like that is targeted, so it might go to you, but it doesn't mean it goes to the other people. So if you have been hacked with that account, they already know that you are a
Yes.
target, and they will keep doing it. That's what I said. Like I don't know if you remember last time I was here, I told you like get out of that game because it doesn't seem like a safe one.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay. Thank you.
yeah.
I need
Yeah,
to
and
hear.
I'm sorry that you might lose that connection, but and
Mhm.
this is the same thing with some of the games right now. Words with friends have become unsafe because people share things through that game as well, and they have all these pop-ups, and people start touching stuff, and they get a virus, and they don't even know how.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you have to be careful with those for sure.
Mm.
Yeah,
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go. I gotta
Me
go.
too.
yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Where's our
No
Bye,
worries.
Annie,
Thank
and
you, Annie.
okay.
Thanks.
Enjoyed everyone
Absolutely,
today.
guys.
Hopefully
Thank
you
you.
see
Okay,
See
thank you
you
for
you.
again.
coming.
Oh, bless your heart.
thank you.
Yeah,
You.
have a great
Good to see
afternoon,
Everyone else,
everybody.
and
everybody.
say,
Take
don't forget
care.
the night is what's the day? Thursday.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
sure
The
movie
is.
night
night.
is movie
Yeah.
night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
y'all
Yeah, the
got your
night
movie night
Hi,
tonight.
everybody.
movie night,
What they
6 o'clock.
supposed to
Yeah.
be looking at? What y'all supposed to be looking at?
What's the name of it
The
again? I don't
movie.
know.
The last
Anybody
part.
know?
He
I
said it.
forgot.
Mm.
Yeah.
What
Okay.
is the name?
Something about
Nobody
the
knows.
proper secrets.
Oh, okay. All
Okay.
right, y'all enjoy.
Okay, you
Yeah.
too.
All right.
Okay, all
Hi,
right.
Okay,
Ronald.
Ron.
Have a
Show,
nice
Bye,
weekend.
Bye,
Ron.
show,
everybody.
show the Jacksons again.
I
Yeah,
know.
that
Oh,
was
wait a minute,
good.
Rhonda. They supposed to come on.
Not again,
They
Rob. We
supposed to
can't
come
do it again. Come
on
on.
TV. What I think is it this Friday?
Yeah, I was disappointed.
No, that's not the Jazz. This is something different. That was the
Yeah.
Temptation. The Temptation supposed to be coming
Was it
on.
Michael?
okay.
Have you guys seen Michael?
Yeah, Michael Jackson.
Yeah, that's he talking about Michael Jackson's story.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it different, the Jackson from Michael? Is it
Yeah,
different?
the nephew. It's his nephew playing
Okay.
Michael. Yeah.
Plays Michael.
Oh,
But the
is
very
it?
same show, very same thing. No different, very same.
Yes.
But
The
anyway,
movie
God
is
bless you all.
Okay, see you
Okay,
next
so good to see your
time.
wonderful faces.
Yes, the
Okay.
movie is the
Thank
season
you.
pass.
Thank you.
Night. All right,
Okay,
take
thank
care.
you.
It
Take care.
was
Bye,
a
guys.
pleasure.
All right.
Thank you,
All right.
Annie.
No problem.
Hi,
Absolutely. I
Annie.
think
Thank you
Alex
so
is.
much for hosting today.
No
Yeah,
problem.
We
that was
appreciate you,
Wonderful.
nice.
Annie.
Absolutely.
Hi,
All right,
Annie.
Alex.
See you
Hi.
next
Let's all
Well,
say
now that
thank you
you're
to
here.
Annie for a
See
wonderful
you later,
session
Annie.
today.
Enjoy.
Okay, bye, everybody. Take
See you later,
care.
Annie.
Bye.
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 Thank you for coming. I hope you enjoy it. Bye,
Yeah,
guys.
we
Yes,
Yeah.
enjoyed
we
it,
did.
Annie.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Take care.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Who is this?
She's so good.
Yes, she is.
And right on time when I needed to hear that
Wait a
stuff.
minute, I couldn't hear you. Say it again, baby.